Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, under the recent formations, the Alliance of Sahel State, they have created an alliance of Sahel State. They have announced that they're going to fight terrorists themselves, meaning together.
Le contexte sociopolitique actuel, caractérisé par la recherche de la souveraineté de nos États, nous a amenés à une communauté de destin. De ce fait, nous devons impérativement coopérer pour relever les défis sécuritaires. Ceci permettra de créer les conditions d'un développement harmonieux d'intégration de nos communautés, de garantir notre indépendance réelle et de préserver notre dignité dans le concert des nations.
They announced the creation of a point military force on Thursday to counter spiraling security challenges that they're experiencing with terrorists. I want to give you context again, fellas. I know we've spoken about this many times and maybe sometimes can be a bit complicated. Let's bring things back to the table. Mali, here's a map. Burkina Faso and Niger, here's a map. These are countries that have decided to not be run the way they used to be run in the past anymore. What does that mean? These countries were colonized by France many, many years ago. For many years, many people were battered, they were humiliated, beaten up, and many other things. I'm not going to teach you about that. You already know that. In the 1960s, France decided to leave. France, along other European countries that colonized Africa, decided to leave Africa to Africans. They said this was supposed to be independence. But unfortunately, it wasn't really independence because in reality, even though these European countries left Africa, many of them still held African economies by the balls. So they still managed, controlled, manipulated economies in Africa. Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso were not spared of that because the French presence in this country is very prominent. Now, many years down the line, there was an issue. I'm not sure whether you remember. There's this man. His name is Muammar Gaddafi. This is his country, Libya. Okay, Muammar Gaddafi used to be a good man. But the West portrayed him as a dictator. They said he was about to kill his own people. He was doing bad things. They did that so they can come together and go and dethrone him and bombard him and destroy his country.
Colonel Gaddafi needs to step down from power and leave. There is a danger of a stalemate that over time could be bloody. What I want to make sure of is that the United States has full capacity to act potentially rapidly.
Now, why did they want to do that? They wanted to do that because Muammar Gaddafi was one president that wanted freedom for Africa. He came up with an idea of using gold as a currency for Africans. Instead of using paper money, fellas, we have gold, let's use gold. And let's see who's poor.
Gaddafi didn't give up. In the months leading up to the military intervention, he called on African and Muslim nations to join together to create this new currency that would rival the dollar and euro. They would sell oil and other resources around the world only for gold dinars.
And by doing that, countries with the most gold would have become the richest countries in the world. And the countries with no gold would have become very poor. And some people in the West didn't like that very much. So America, France, and some other countries came together going to Libya to bombard. This is as per history. I'm not creating anything. You can double check that. I'm not inventing anything. In toppling Gaddafi, they used a group of people that were very volatile. And these people took over the country. And I don't want to tell you about Libya today. Just look at a picture of Libya. This is Libya with Gaddafi. There was milk, there was honey, there was money, there was everything. This is Libya after Gaddafi. Again, this is Libya with Gaddafi, the supposedly dictator. There was milk, there was money, there was opportunities. And this is Libya with democracy.
We thought that with the arrest of Gaddafi and his son, the war would end in Libya. We thought we would have a happy life and that Libya would be free like Dubai. But we saw that nothing had changed. It had actually got worse.
Now, these people that toppled Gaddafi were very volatile, I said earlier. They end up becoming terrorists that you see today, crippling the Sahel region. So, in other words, fellas, African nations were living in peace. Some people somewhere decided there was a man named Gaddafi that was creating mayhem in his own country. He was just about to terminate his own people. This information ended up to be false. So they decided to go and bombard this country to get this man out of power, Gaddafi, so that they can install these volatile men. And the result was these volatile men became terrorists in the Sahel region. Now, if you understand, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso are part of the countries in the Sahel. Now, these people are suffering the consequences of the choice of some fancy offices in Western nations. Many years down the line, terrorists were crippling these countries, and it was not good. They tried very hard to combat them, but it was very difficult. France came forward saying, I can help you guys fight terrorists in these countries. I can help you because, we have a good relationship. After all, I colonized you for many years. And I'd like to believe you've forgiven me by now. So I'm looking to come and fight terrorists on your behalf, if you will let me in. Now, some of these countries let France in. Now, the problem is, since they came into Africa looking to fight these terrorists, it's never end. Now, that becomes a problem. If you ask anybody that goes to a doctor trying to heal a ailment or a disease, if he goes there for a long time, once you've been there for 2, 3, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and nothing is happening, what do? You start questioning the doctor, right? You start asking yourself the question like, is this working, or should I find somebody else who can help me maybe? I think that's just normal. Now, the bottom line is, after these years, people of these countries were tired. They had enough of it. All these 3 countries were run by other presidents, and these other presidents were very cooperative with France and other countries. People of these 3 countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, decided to topple their president because they wanted at last to run their own countries. After doing so, they decided to kick out the French forces that were stationed in their country for more than 10 years. They say, okay, fella, we've been together for a long time and we've been trying to fight terrorism. But unfortunately, it looks like it's not going. So maybe you guys need to go. Mali went to an extent accusing France of financing terrorists. They accused France of equipping terrorists, giving them weapons and information about Malian soldiers and stuff like that. And that was really bad. In fact, Mali went to the United Nations saying, I've got proofs. I've got intelligence proofs. I don't know whether they got intelligence from Russia or not. They say, well, we got proof. We want to show you the proof that we have that France is supporting terrorists. Can we have a session so we can sit down and have a discussion? So France can show us its proof and we can show the proof that we have that France is actually supporting the terrorists they were supposed to be fighting against when they were here. Unfortunately, that's never happened. Many people believe the United Nations is complicit because they never allowed that opportunity to happen. They never gifted Mali that opportunity to bring across the proof that they have. If there's a situation, you need to show proof, right? If I have proof, then let's sit down and show proofs. That's never happened. Now, once these 3 countries separated from France and decided to topple the president, they were all run by military president, military staff. Now, these other countries that you see here, in the south, they called the ECOWAS. ECOWAS are 15 countries of West Africa that comes together economically. They're supposed to help one another and live together in peace. However, when these 3 countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, decided to topple the president, the rest of the ECOWAS country became very hostile toward them. They even threatened to organize an attack so they can topple these new people in power and reinstate the old president.
We are ready to go anytime the order is given. The D-Day is also decided, which we are not going to disclose. There will be no more meetings of the chiefs of defense staff. If there will be, it will be probably in the course of the operation if there is a need to adjust the operation.
So the story is long, fellas. If you want to know more about these countries, please watch some of our videos here. You're going to get a much better explanation. The bottom line is this. African countries in the west side of Africa have been against these 3 countries that have decided to liberate themselves. And that's very sad. However, these 3 countries have decided now to fight terrorists by themselves. They don't need nobody's help. They say, we don't even need ECOWAS help. ECOWAS is supposed to be an African organization. But they feel like ECOWAS has been infiltrated by Western interests. It's not African anymore. So Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger are the definition of brotherhood. If you're looking for what brotherhood is, I know many African people and many black people in general, they call each other brother. Hey, brother, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Do you really mean brother? Do you understand the meaning of brother? Brother is not just a word. Brother is a culture. You can't tell me you're my brother. I will feel you're my brother, but the things that you're all doing towards me or against me, your behavior around me shows me how brotherly we are. It's not by being same color. That doesn't make us brothers. Trust me. I'm sorry how you feel bad. I get you. It's very sad that you feel bad, but that's the reality. The reality is the fact that we're black doesn't make us brothers. Okay, brotherhood is actions. Do you support me? Do you look out for me? Do you want me to do good? That's brotherhood. We can't just be brother, but you calling me brother. Okay, let me give you a simple example. While ECOWAS, legions and soldiers were getting ready to go and attack Niger because Niger just toppled its president after Mali and Burkina Faso, Mali and Burkina Faso said to ECOWAS are many countries together, if you dare attack Niger, you're going to be declaring war against Mali and Burkina Faso. And after Mali and Burkina Faso reacted in that way, these countries were fearful. They hesitated. They were like, you know what? We thought we had to deal with only Niger. Now that Mali and Burkina Faso are implicated, do we really want a bigger war? Maybe not. Now that's brotherhood. Are they all not Africans? Yes, they are. Are they fighting for the same purpose? Absolutely not. Are they all brothers? Absolutely not. You get my point? Great. So now the idea is very simple. And I'm not supporting toppling governments and stuff like that. I'm supporting freedom. People deserve to live in countries that belong to them. People deserve to guide and lead their own destiny. People deserve to profit from the riches that the Most High gave to their land. It's their most fundamental right. Now, these three countries have come together like brothers to now combat terrorism. And they also accuse ECOWAS saying, you are saying we are illegal regimes, we are illegal government, we are illegal president. But you want to react now that we've toppled the president. Where were you when the terrorists were attacking our countries? Why did you not react to fight terrorism? But now you want to react after we toppled our president. It makes no sense. For the terrorists, you stayed quiet. Now we've toppled the president, you want to attack. Is there something that you guys know we don't know about? Thank you very much, fellas. Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. These three countries, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, have come together with a great strategy on how to fight terrorists. So they're certainly going to combine their military with each other's support and finally free their countries. God bless.